Karen Birchill here, and I'm getting ready to send off a pocket letter to my sister-in-law, and I just thought I'd do a quick share before that happens. So we have all 9 of them here. Basically they are ATCs, and I use some deli paper on the back, and on the back of each card, so it's all the same deli paper. It was one solid sheet. I did that first, and then I've put different quotes on the back, little inspirational things that either are things that mean something to me or I think will mean something to my sister-in-law. So I'm just going to take this away and go share this. Zoom in a little bit and give you a brief rundown of the different cards. So this one says dance to your own music. So on top of the gesso, I stamped music stamp on it all over, and then I stenciled it with my swirl stencil here and sprayed it with my Lindy's, couple of colors of the Lindy's spray. Added my caption, and I rubbed with my bronze metallic paint by Martha Stewart. And it's not going to, there we go. Oh, it's still not, there we go, perfect. Bronze, I just rubbed it on there. This one, always, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit more. Always follow your heart. And on this one, I'm not sure if you can see the texture that's underneath here. I did an interesting trial. I took my Inktense blocks and I colored it teal and purples and blues. And then I stamped with the heart stamp all over the thing as I was heat drawing it. I then took some gesso and stamped with the heart stencil again. And then I sprayed it with my Lindy sprays. So you have this various levels of texture on there, and the Lindy spray catches some of the stamps and stencils of all the different categories, and it's kind of a purple teal. And then I embossed with some UT another heart stamp on top. So I'm really quite happy with that one. The third one, life is all about plan B, and isn't that just the truth? You know, change is inevitable, the symbol of the butterfly. This one in the background, I was experimenting again with my Inktense blocks and getting ready for my next set of videos, extensive Inktense. And so this is, the whole background is done solely with the Inktense blocks on a roughly gessoed surface and collage surface, and we'll talk about that in the video. The next one just makes me smile. This, you know, hooray for today. We need to enjoy today. Again, this had collaged some a napkin underneath it over on this side and some stamps, and then I just colored in with my various Inktense blocks on top of that surface once I decided I was going to put the owl on there, and I stamped on there the yellow moon, and the owl and the saying had been all stamped on deli paper. This one is the center one, and this is a quote that I talked to her about recently. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. Yeah. And as we get older, you know, we kind of try to evaluate our lives. And I have some embellishments here, some 3D kind of paper tolly kind of flowers that I thought were quite lovely and suited the card that I got at the dollar store, because I refuse to spend a lot of money on those kind of things. And again, the background is deli paper, and then on top of which I just use my Inktense blocks in different colors. The next card says Dream, and on a gessoed surface I colored it with my Inktense blocks straight onto the gessoed surface, and I stamped, and I don't know if you can see, but a little bit over here and various places you can see more or less, but there's a stamp with my peacock stamp, peacock feather stamp, and then I used my flexible modeling paste and put another couple feathers in, and then I sprayed the Lindy spray. And I find that that combination works really well. The Lindy's kind of softens the color if you spray it directly onto a gessoed surface, but with the Inktense block underneath it, it just allows for another layer of color. And I used my white pen, Signo pen, and it did, you know, it picked up some of the color from the Lindy sprays, which I don't mind so much. I just find that a little bit of outlining on the ATCs works really, really well. This one says Joy, and you can't really see in the video, but it has a hummingbird that's on deli paper and has been sprayed with some of my pearlized homemade sprays that I made with Martha Stewart's pearl paints. What I did here is I had placed underneath it, you can see in between the bricks, there's kind of a, it looks like stone or rough. I started with a napkin that had been sprayed with Lindy spray, and I Mod Podged that onto which I put the brick stencil, and I heat dried that. When you heat dry the flexible modeling paste, and other modeling paste, I think, it bubbles up, and it gives you these bubbles and these ridges, and if I press them down, once I spray the Lindy spray in it, you can just see how lovely that is, and it catches in all the nooks and crannies, and the two-tone spray and shimmer just looks beautiful on there. It looks like you've slaved for hours, and it just looks so good, and kind of worn brick and everything. Now this one, Be Unique, if you can see in the video, this is fairly rough, and what that is paper towel. Again, paper towel that has been sprayed with Lindy's, and what I do is, after it's being sprayed, I soak it up, crumple it up, and I get all the juiciness out into the full paper towel, because usually it's not quite everywhere, and then I dry it, separate the 2-ply, and quite simply, then I just cut this piece out of there, and it just, the color is just amazing, and I love the texture that gives so effortlessly. Again, I outlined it. Now that one, you can see, is quite shiny, and that is because I used pouring medium, Liquitex pouring medium. I had bought this instead of gel medium, and I found that it gives this nice glossy effect, and it just brings out the color in anything that you use it on. So that's how I've decided to use that medium at this point in time. So I'm going to pack this away. Oh, one more. And this one just has love. I used a deli paper that had been stamped with a Tim Holtz sunburst stamp, and then just etched it with purple pearlized paint, Martha Stewart's paint, and a deli paper stamped dragonfly. And again, another dollar store embellishment. And with the word, a sticker there, love, that brings out the thing. I do plan on making some videos so you can see the whole process, of how I make these cards. If there's any particular card that you are interested in, that you want to know a little bit more about, please leave a comment below. I have no problem, letting people, sharing my ideas and the techniques along the way. Hopefully some of the techniques of using the Inktense blocks on some of these cards as the backgrounds, you'll be seeing in some of my extensive Inktense videos upcoming. Till then, enjoy, and thank you.